41,071 emails, 350 hours of voicemail, 744 tweets, 46 Facebook messages, 4 fake Facebook accounts, 106 pages of letters, and 1 cup of tea.
You would say you only sent him a handful of emails. You never texted him.
No.
You tweeted him 18 times, you think?
Leave me alone, please. Get a life, get a proper job. I am horrified at what you've done.
In Baby Reindeer, Martha is a character that represents a very real stalker. A comedian named Richard told his story through this series about a woman he renamed Martha and how she tried to ruin his life. Well, it turns out that this is a true story and Martha's real name is Fiona Harvey. But Martha, aka Fiona Harvey, says Richard is a liar. Everything he's told about her, sending 41,000 emails, following him outside his home, and even attacking him is all a lie. And she's ready to sue him and Netflix. So let's get into it. Now, there is a new miniseries from Netflix that's found itself in an interesting controversy. It's the story of Baby Reindeer, and it's a story about a man who was stalked by a woman. We actually talk about stalkers here on this channel. It's a very real thing, especially in the entertainment industry. Now, it's a story about a Scottish comedian, Richard Gadd's experience with a stalker in his 20s. In the series, Richard's story is told by a character named Donnie, and the stalker is named Martha. Spoiler alert, but Donnie develops a warped and complicated relationship with this woman Martha after meeting her at a bar where he works. Although she initially appears to be friendly, her behavior unravels into stalking, both in real life and over social media. Here's a little clip of a trailer for this series.
You say this woman's stalking you?
Yeah, like 6 months maybe.
Why'd it take you so long to report it?
I think she needs help. She comes to my work, my house. She sends me emails like all the time.
Are any threatening towards you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's particularly threatening.
This already reminds me so much of that story involving Harry Styles, where he received like 8,000 messages from a stalker who's now in prison for doing this. Now, this series has been a major hit, and of course, it's getting a lot of press. And, you know, the guy who told his story, he's feeling good about it. The actors are feeling great about it because it's a huge Netflix hit. But there are some people who are upset, stating that the story is not accurate.
Yeah, I'm super proud of it. It's blown up so quickly and so fast all around the world that I didn't expect it in a lot of ways.
Now, this situation's even more intense than what Harry Styles went through because Martha allegedly sent 41,000 emails and hundreds of hours worth of voice messages.
41,071 emails, 350 hours of voicemail, 744 tweets, 46 Facebook messages, 4 fake Facebook accounts, 106 pages of letters, and 1 cup of tea.
Now, it wasn't just that Martha was digitally messaging this man. She obsessively stalked him outside his home, workplace, and on stage in the comedy clubs, even going as far as harassing his loved ones, including his parents and a trans woman that he had started dating.
Somebody hurt you, didn't they? Who was it?
Martha, can you let go of my hand now, please?
Martha, please let go!
Don't you dare!
Now, at one point, Martha becomes violent. I mean, after so many messages, I guess she's not getting what she wants, so she's going to get angry. I honestly cannot understand what goes through a stalker's mind. But in the show, after Martha leaves a threatening voicemail on his phone, she's arrested and charged with 3 counts of stalking and harassment. Keep in mind that stalking is taken much more seriously overseas, so she is sentenced to prison for 9 months. In the States, you'll get locked up for a couple hours and then you're out again, and you can go back to that person's home if you know, at that point, you're clearly not mentally well. So a lot of times they just go right back to where they're supposed to stay away, even though they might have a restraining order. Luckily, the comedian who was the victim of this stalking also sees her as a victim of mental health issues, saying that stalking and harassment is a form of mental illness, and saying it would be wrong to paint her as a monster because she's unwell and the system has failed her. Although Baby Reindeer is credited as mostly being true, the comedian admitted that he did amp up the tension and suspense for the sake of the show. And to be honest, I think that's standard with every series, every show, they're always going to make it a little bit more dramatic because it's a Netflix series and they want to get viewers. Although Richard Gadd, the comedian who was stalked, claims that he had, changed enough about Martha to make her unrecognizable, it didn't take long for internet sleuths to figure out who Martha is. So this story is going full circle. Well, the show became such a hit, people figured out who real life Martha is, and just to give you guys a clue, her name is Fiona, and Fiona decided it would be her time to share what actually happened between her and Richard. Headlines read, "I'm the victim. He's written a bloody show about me." The alleged female stalker, whose story has gripped the world in Netflix hit Baby Reindeer, tells her side of the story and claims I'm being bullied for fame. It turns out Fiona is trying to take legal action against Richard, saying that she is now a victim and people are going after her. She said that his script is bullying an older woman on television for fortune and fame, and that she's received death threats and abuse from Richard Gadd's supporters. Piers Morgan actually got involved because he shared a photo of Fiona Harvey, the real life Martha, claiming that he was going to interview her and to set the record straight. Fiona is claiming that she is forced to tell her side of the story, which is why she has gone to Piers Morgan.
First of all, why have you decided to go public?
The internet sleuths tracked me down and hounded me and gave me death threats, so it wasn't really a choice. I was forced into this situation. I'm scared to Google up BBC Breaking News. I'm certainly scared to Google up the Daily Mail in case I am on it in some bizarre circus.
Fiona goes on to say that she finds this entire situation quite obscene, horrifying, and misogynistic. Some of the death threats have been really terrible online, people phoning me up, it's been absolutely horrendous. But I do question, what did she do? If not all of it's correct, which part did she actually participate in? Well, Fiona is saying that she had never been charged or received a jail sentence for stalking, as depicted in the final episode. She also did not send Richard 41,000 emails or contact his parents or heckled him at stand-up gigs. Again, this is what she's stating that she has not done. We don't really have the proof. It's kind of like his word against hers.
In the course of your relationship with Richard Gadd, you send him 41,000 emails, 350 voice messages, 744 tweets, 48 Facebook messages, and 106 letters.
That's simply not true. If somebody was sending somebody 41,000 emails or something, they'd be doing how many a day?
Well, they'd be obsessively contacting
yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
What did you send him?
None of that's true. I don't think I sent him anything.
You never sent him anything?
No. I think there may have been a couple of emails exchanging, but that was it. Just jokey banter emails.
Messages?
No.
Facebook messages?
No.
Did you tweet him?
I may have done years and years ago.
You actually tweeted him numerous times.
No, it wasn't numerous. It was about 18 tweets there or 14
It's quite a lot to someone who's not that well known.
But we were all friends. It was banter.
You would say you only sent him a handful of emails. You never texted him.
No.
You tweeted him 18 times, you think. You never sent a Facebook message.
That's
and
right.
you wrote him one letter.
Yeah.
Who has sent all this stuff to him?
I've no idea. I think he's probably made it up himself.
Maybe he's made it up himself, but honestly, seeing her in this still where she's sipping the water, I feel like she was like, oh shoot, she's got to put her like rose-colored glasses on because she's about to go into a whole nother dimension, completely delusional. But granted, again, I don't know her personally, but I can't imagine someone fully making this up. And I do feel like her acknowledging a little bit of this. I mean, we could see the records. I'm sure there are some receipts out here. So ultimately, Fiona has denied leaving him voicemails and alleged that she might have been recorded illegally during her encounters with the writer in the pub. She actually denied harming and assaulting Richard's former girlfriend and claims that she did not harm him on a canal path because at one point, and depicted in the series, she had like attacked him. So it got really aggressive, and honestly, it is wild how similar this woman does look to the actress. I mean, it really does seem like he's slightly recounting probably what happened.
Did you ever attack Richard Gadd's girlfriend because you were jealous?
No, I don't think he had a girlfriend. I think he's homosexual. But no, I have never been to his house or attacked any girlfriend or anything like that.
There are lots of scenes where Martha is sitting outside his house for many days, sitting in a bus stop, sitting out there, walking around. Did you ever do that?
No.
Did you ever contact Richard Gadd's parents and threaten them?
Clearly, she's denying everything. I don't know if she's in the right here. Maybe she didn't do any of it, which deny all the way if you are innocent. But at the same time, there's like where there's smoke, there's fire. So some of it probably is true. And if some of it is true and she's sitting here lying about it, I don't think I could believe her on anything else, really. It also seems like she seems a little unsure. After she answers, she's like, oh, you know what? Like kind of questioning what she just said.
When you make such an emphatic denial of the central point of the story, you're basically accusing both him but also Netflix of lying about it.
I am.
If you sue, for example, then this will go to a court of law. And then on discovery, people will look into all this. The phone company will be asked about evidence of all the text messages. So all of this would come out in a court case.
In disclosure, yes.
And you're prepared to do that?
Yes, because I didn't write him the emails.
I honestly don't believe that it was 5 or 6 times just because this guy is so candid about his own experience. But at the same time, if she's able to go up here on national television and defend herself against it, then maybe she's got the means to show that it was just this like small interaction that I guess left him so scarred.
The question, I guess, which we'll come to, is how much of the way he depicts you is true. And your position is that it's just not factual.
It's a work of fiction, it's a work of hyperbole, as I've always said. And there are 2 true facts in that. His name is Richard Gadd, and he worked as a jobbing barman on benefits in the Holy Arms. And we met 2 or 3 times.
Okay, she's saying 2 or 3 times. There's 5 or 6 times. I wonder how many times it actually was. Imagine if she was sitting out there, just like outside his home at the bus stop. I would be terrified. She said he's lying and Netflix is lying. They have billed it as a true story, so has he, and it's not. It's blatantly not. Leave me alone, please. Netflix has been contacted for a comment, and there was a director who said, I personally wouldn't be comfortable with a world in which we decided it was better that Richard was silenced and not allowed to tell his story. So if Netflix is standing down on their, their story and their stance on what had happened, then you know what? I think if she has the means, she might as well go and sue them. And if there's like a lawyer who will do it pro bono out there, they probably can make a lot of money going after Netflix if she's in the right. But you need someone who really has a lot of faith in her.
If Richard Gadd is watching this, what's your message to him?
Leave me alone, please. Get a life, get a proper job. I am horrified at what you've done.
And you will categorically be taking legal action?
Absolutely, against both him and Netflix. We've instructed them in part, but we want to explore all the options out there. There are a number of people to sue. So,
who else are you planning to sue?
The Daily Mail. Anyone that's saying this is true and harassing me. And
now, if you guys have seen this series, they did a good job at depicting who Martha could be. And I feel like a lot of people watching this interview felt like they could see right through it. One person commented, coming onto a show to prove she's innocent and Richard is psycho is the most Martha-coded thing ever. Another person wrote, there's no way Richard Gadd was able to nail her character to this degree if they barely knew each other, as she claims. And then finally, this person wrote, let me get this straight. She's suing a show she hasn't seen because the character in the show isn't her. Another person wrote, this is a psychologist. She's constantly trying to remember the things that she just said when she tries to reinforce things when questioned. She can't answer simple questions with a simple answer. Everything is winding. Her breathing is heavy. Her water sipping, again, to the point where she's lying and struggling, which is exactly what I noticed watching this, and especially seeing her like sip that water right when you can tell she's blatantly lying. There's no way that this woman is going to take it to court. And if she does, she really is maybe that Martha character. There are other people who did Richard really wrong in the Baby Reindeer. If you guys have not seen it, definitely go and check it out. He is now begging viewers to stop trying to figure out who the people are in Baby Reindeer, because they are going after all of these different characters and it might leave him battling it out in court. Either way, it's a fascinating story to see this legal battle play out and to see a Netflix series play out into real life. I mean, it's so interesting how this story is being retold in like modern time, and now modern, like, Martha, Fiona can come out here and comment on these things. Also, the idea of stalking is just so horrific. We've talked about it again on this channel, but this was another instance of it. And now we've got a potential stalker who's willing to go on camera on national television and to fight it out. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on this. I love the drama. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.